I think it was good. You know, it's a Tuesday game week. It was I thought pretty good enthusiasm, and we always want to look better, but it was good.
Talk a little bit about the Bruins running game.
Well, it's diverse. You know, the quarterback can run. The running back is a great runner. You know, and they spread you out and force you into a lot of one-on-one tackles, and they're operating with a lot of productivity right now.
What's it like to be the only college football team in the country with just one game under your belt?
Well, you know, it's one of those things where we don't talk about it because we don't have any control at this point of what's happened. So, you know, we're just going to take it for what it is and get ready for our next game.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
A couple weeks off again like you had for Wisconsin. Did you kind of follow that same formula that was successful last time, or did you change a few things up?
Well, you know, we had kind of our bye week planned for a long time. That's the difference in that week. But prior to Nicholls State, it was all a surprise, right? We got to Wednesday night before we knew we weren't playing. So, you know, this was more in the plans of how we were going to handle a bye week, how we were going to practice, give the kids some time off, and come back and have a game week.
Mike, I know that this weekend, you know, with a win, you'll tie for the all-time winningest head coach here. We kind of talked about it before, but can you just kind of, again, talk about what that'll mean for you?
Well, we got to get it first. You know, that's the number one thing, and that's the most important thing. But the thing I like about it is, you know, the fact that we've been able to be here for a while, and we've had a good group of people work at this thing for a long time, and that continuity and that longevity are very, very important to doing what we want to do. So that's what makes me feel good about that.
With you say something like Malcolm Langley running against your defense there, was that just to give him a different look? Was it kind of like Franklin?
Well, he was over there last week for Wisconsin too, and so was Teron Ward from time to time. We're going to alternate a couple of those backs over there from time to time to help Chris Brown out, so he doesn't have to carry all that load.
You ever talk to the players? I mean, it is the road game at the Rose Bowl. It just happens to be at the Rose Bowl. Is that something you can use as a little incentive? Hey, we want to come back?
Oh, I always talk about the venue and what it means. You know, we've got such great places to play in our conference, so it's a special part of getting to go. And certainly the Rose Bowl Stadium itself is one of the greatest in the country.
Is it a particularly tough place to go into and play just because of that?
No. Not really. You know, it's a great stadium. It's particularly tough because I think UCLA is good, and we haven't done very well down there. So, you know, that's the hardest part about it is the other team. But it's a great place to go play.
Mike, as a head coach, how would you describe the advantage you get coming off a bye week when the other team is not?
Well, you know, I suppose there's an advantage in getting some guys healthy and maybe a little extra time to prepare. And the disadvantage for us right now is we have no rhythm of a season. You know, we didn't play, didn't play, and so we're looking to find that rhythm of the game prep and game ready, and we want that to be consistent.
And you played UCLA last year coming off the bye week.
And didn't win. Yeah, and didn't win. So there are no guarantees, you know, and once the week's over, it's gone. I mean, so we're into just getting ready for the game right now.
Like, what do you think about all these programs around the Pac-12 going to the spread and using that spread offense? You know, what do you think about that?
Well, I think that it's very, it's kind of very common for each coaching staff to do what they like to do. So we hired in this conference a number of guys that were spread coaches, so they're going to come in, you know, Leach in Washington State and Rich down in Arizona, and then they hired Noel Mazzoni, who's been running that at Arizona State, and then you've got two standard offenses in our league, and it's almost divided evenly. You know, you've got Stanford running a pro-style offense, you got SC running that kind of offense, you got Cal running kind of a mixture, but mostly pro-style offense, and then we're kind of like that, and then you've got Oregon and Washington State, Arizona, UCLA, you know, running the spread. I think Utah's probably a good mixture, but mostly pro. So it's a 50-50 mix of what we have in our league.
Jonathan Franklin was pretty good for UCLA. Can you compare him to Monty Ball? I mean, you shut Monty Ball down. I mean, are you guys even worried about this guy?
Yeah, we're real worried about him. We've been seeing him for too long. He's a great player. We've played against him. We know how good he is, and he's functioning real well in this offense. So we're going to have to do a great job against him. We've probably seen two of the best backs in America in our first two games.
everybody talks about their offense, but can you kind of talk about their defense and what kind of challenges that they're going to present?
Oh, they're really athletic. They play with a lot of confidence. They play fast. We're going to have to be very, very tenacious on our blocks and stay on them, and then we're going to have to be right on assignments.
And I hear you got another new player. Is like Fresno State the new recruiting area, I guess, for you?
No, it is not. He's a guy looking for a place, and we're looking for a long snapper, and he won't be able to play this year, obviously, because he's a transfer. But Harrison Linsky is a long snapper that just came to us.
Who's going to be your long snapper this weekend as far as field goals and points?
Well, it's going to be, again, Mike Morovic, yeah.
Just one more thing for me. Just going on the road, for the first time this season, does your approach kind of change for that, or do you guys talk to the guys about just being in a hostile environment?
Well, we talk about a road trip, but mainly we talk about trying to keep it similar to what we do. We practice here, we get on a bus, we go to the hotel. The fact of the matter is this hotel's a little further away, but try to kind of keep that same rhythm, routine, what we do the same. It's an early game. We're going to have to get down there, get a bite to eat, have a meeting, go to bed, and so that's kind of what we would do at home. And then it's a matter of being able to handle the crowd and the environment, all that stuff.
Are you guys going to walk through down there?
No.
No walk.
Here.
Just here.
Last thing for me, guys are probably pretty hungry after that first 2-week game against Wisconsin. Do you feel that same kind of intensity after kind of a long layoff again?
Yeah, I've liked this team's practice habits from the get-go, way back to spring ball, so it hasn't really changed. They're intense. They practice well, and I think they're looking forward to an opportunity to win.
Poyer compared Hundley to Darren Thomas. Would you go along with that?
He is. He's a good back. I don't really get into that stuff because nobody's going to, really going to be able to say he's like this guy better than that guy. When they're that good, they're just good, and that's good enough. All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.